changing my voice. Just a real short video here. Before I get to the next part, I want you all to know that the problem is they're like the worshippers of Apollo, okay, in Southern Europe, where they just don't use their heads. So look at the picture. Maybe I'll put more than one picture here and analyze it very carefully. And you'll see that they're not serious people. Okay, the people in cults, what have you, there's some kind of like gay kind of clown fraternity person. He goes far more immature and stupid, and they're far more immature and stupid than what comes to mind. And a lot of them, they're politicians and so on and so forth. I mean, all the politicians are part of it. All the corporations, they're part of that thinking. They play by those rules. They're part of those spirits. Okay, it's dumber than the movie Scary Movie, that series, right? Where they're basically like frat weirdos who are killing people. It's dumber than American Pie. It's dumber than Dumb and Dumber. I do believe that my research has definitively shown that the governing class in the whole world, whether they want to admit it or not, are living a religion where it is the essence of their religion to be in a pedo, child molester, sexual sadist spirit, and to be going for as dumb as they possibly can go. Now here in Northern California, there used to be a rapper before he was killed named Mac Dre, and he had a song called Go Stupid, Go Dumb. And to be an antichrist, right? Christ represents wisdom. It's all over the Bible. Righteousness, right? It's to be unwise. Okay, so they're going for folly. They're going for foolishness. They're going to be as dumb as they can possibly be. That's what they're going for. And they think that they caused me to stumble on my words, that somehow they're not trampling their families more than anyone ever has, and anyone ever possibly could have, and possibly ever will. So these people are so dumb that they think by gang stalking me that they get something. They think that they look good as celebrities. Look at celebrities these days. Name one celebrity that looks good. There's none of them. And it goes back to that kind of Greek cult society whose boundaries the world has accepted. Look at the English, right? The coronation of King Charles, right? It was like a nutcracker loony bin show. Okay? And again, they're making it harder for me to speak, and I think that it's a good thing that I release these videos so you can see and you can hear what I'm talking about. You see the pictures, you can hear the effects of the fumes, okay? These people are fucking dumb. And they believed in Apollo's temple that, there was a good idea to fume the temple. That's part of why they're fuming me, because it's related to the religious fuming of the followers and priesthoods of Apollo and the other religious groups. And I'm going to be doing a video on Apollo if I get around to. I have a lot of videos to do, the martial art code, so on and so forth. I'm going to be doing them on the road. I'm about to take off tomorrow, and because they've been fuming the area too much, and the circumstances of my life caused me to have to leave this place. So in the absence of a miracle or something, I'm going to be taking off tomorrow morning. And the key reason why there's no hope for the future has to do with the governing class from white, Jewish, and LGBT culture forcing their way on every culture and making it so righteousness couldn't possibly ever exist after my flesh dies, no matter what. Okay, these are the types of people that rape and abuse children and then send them to the psych ward and then they just expect them to get used to it, and they do the same thing to adults. To some degree, what they're doing here is similar to that, because there's also the abuse that has occurred in various ways, the remote sexual harassment, etc. That was something that they wanted to turn whoever they do that to gay. And I say it so they don't take me out of context. I'll never be gay. Okay. Now, these are the types of people who historically used to, paint their faces black, put on clowns' robes, do fraternity things, and they kill the best of people, right? The best of the poor white people, black people. There wasn't really any good rich white people historically. The best of, Native Americans, the best of Hispanic people, you name it, best of Jews. And then, okay, they'd go back to their rather despicable lives. So when we look at this, they don't have a solid plan. I do. Okay, part of my plan is that my parents, owe me $50,000. So as I'm facing, my final days here, proudly very happy with my path, very happy with my path. They know they'll probably live, another 20, 30 years in some cases. Some cases they're like almost 100 years old already. They're not happy with their lives. They feel guilty. They know they've disgraced themselves. They led their offspring astray. They don't have a solid plan. But it's their philosophies behind mental health that are driving the scales that are being used for who they drug and who they don't drug. And they're covertly drugging people and causing them to act up, okay? And then they're taking them to the psych ward and at times at least sexually abusing them, setting the stage to discredit them for when they're released to be sexually abused. That's absolutely, that's a huge, huge part of the psychiatric process. That's why, we see guns are a symbol of, have sexual implications. They're like phallic symbols in their own right. There's the explosion. There's all kinds of connections to sexuality there, right? If you look at females posing with guns and posing by muscle cars and guns and muscles, certain kinds of police and military, it's very much there. Republicans, they try to impress women with guns. It's pretty straightforward, okay? So as we see what's going on with the gun control arguments, they're trying to make sure that they have the guns and the people they don't want to have guns don't have guns so they can abuse them. That's part of it. And sometimes they want people to have guns that they don't like, so they do a mass shooting or something. And the other part is the psychiatric part. It's a huge part, and it all connects to sexual control. And there's the machine, the technologies, the mind control. Mind and kind control. Population control. Pop, you, lay, shun. Pop like father, you, lay, shun. AIDS is said scrambled, and alpha IDs. Okay, it's clear what's going on. And it's sick to join them, it's sick to reproduce. And that's a huge part of my story. If you get that you magically made the right choice by cheating me on my right to lead when you heard my story, you should start over and watch it again because you're not understanding the morals of it. If you get that their paths magically are greater than moral precision, okay, then you need to watch this series again. You need to watch the Proof I'm Christ series. You need to watch my Official Stance series. You need to really get it through your head why you're wrong. Watch my series on Jeremiah and Revelation and Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John.